What if the milk in your fridge isn't making you healthier, but secretly harming you? That carton of milk in your fridge might be hiding something. Every morning, millions of American families pour what they believe is pure, wholesome milk into their coffee and cereal bowls. The truth, however, is far more complicated. I've spent weeks digging through lab tests, government reports, and official product recalls to uncover 7 dairy products you should never buy, and 2 that genuinely deserve your money. Let's start with number 7 on the list of products to avoid. Great Value Skim Milk, produced by a major dairy supplier. It might seem like a healthy choice, as the packaging often promotes it as a diet-friendly option. However, American nutritionists have a completely different take on this product. Dr. Mark Hyman, a well-known nutrition expert, explains that the process of skimming milk removes all the fat-soluble vitamins your body desperately needs. When the fat goes, so do vitamins A, D, E, and K. These essential vitamins require fat to be properly absorbed by your digestive system. Without the presence of fat, your body simply can't make use of them. The paradox here is significant. You buy this milk thinking you're making a healthy decision for yourself. In reality, your body is receiving a liquid with fewer nutrients than regular milk. Even calcium absorption suffers without an adequate amount of fat. The entire point of drinking milk for many is to get that crucial calcium for strong bones. Skim milk actually makes this process less effective. Another American nutritionist, Carrie Glassman, from Nutritious Life, confirms this assessment. She states that completely fat-free milk isn't recommended precisely because removing the fat means removing the fat-soluble vitamins along with it. The price difference between skim milk and 2% milk is minimal, maybe just a few cents. You're essentially paying almost the same amount of money for a product with a much lower nutritional value. Major dairy producers bottle millions of gallons of skim milk annually. Consumers choose it, believing they're making a smart, health-conscious decision. The USDA's dietary guidelines for Americans actually recommend low-fat, 1%, or reduced-fat, 2%, milk for optimal health benefits. Children in particular need the fat content for proper growth and development. If you currently have a carton of skim milk in your fridge, consider switching to the 2% version from the same brand. Your body will thank you for it. Number 6 brings us to a product from True Moo, their popular chocolate milk. This product targets children with its colorful packaging and sweet, appealing taste. Parents often buy it thinking they're providing their kids with calcium and protein in a form their children will actually enjoy. The reality, however, includes a staggering amount of added sugar. A single glass of this chocolate milk can contain roughly the same amount of sugar as a can of Coke. We're talking about 25 to 35 grams of sugar in just one serving. Nutritionist Carrie Glassman often describes flavored milks like this as sugar bombs in disguise. The ingredients list reveals high fructose corn syrup, artificial flavors, various colorings, and carrageenan. Carrageenan, often labeled as E407, is a thickening agent that has sparked ongoing controversy within the nutritional science community. Some studies have linked its consumption to digestive issues and inflammation. While the FDA still considers it safe, many health-conscious consumers and nutrition experts advise caution. Artificial flavors take the place of what could have been real cocoa or vanilla, using synthetic compounds created in a lab instead. Dyes give the product an appealing brown color, but they add zero nutritional value. Regular consumption of these products is a major contributor to childhood obesity. The United States is seeing rising rates of type 2 diabetes among young people, and sugary drinks are a huge part of the problem. Dental issues also skyrocket with high consumption of sweetened beverages, and the marketing for these products is aimed squarely at the population most vulnerable to sugar-related health problems. If your child is asking for chocolate milk, there's a much healthier alternative. Just take regular pasteurized milk and add a small amount of real cocoa powder. This way, you control the sugar content completely. You avoid all the artificial additives, and the calcium and protein remain intact without the chemical cocktail. A brand like True Moo sells millions of units because kids love the taste, but that taste comes from sugar and chemicals engineered in factories to be addictive. Number 5 brings us to a huge scandal that rocked the American dairy industry. The fictional quote one a major supplier became the center of a criminal investigation between 2019 and 2020. Police arrested 22 people connected to this co-op from the Midwest region. The crime? Systematically diluting milk with water. Employees of the cooperative and the farmers supplying the milk were all in on the scheme, which had been going on for a long time. Here's how it worked. When a farmer delivered, say, 300 gallons of milk, the paperwork would record 500 gallons. The difference came from the added water. Everyone involved would then split the extra payment generated by this falsified documentation. The district attorney's office in a major Midwestern city handled the case. All 22 individuals arrested eventually pleaded guilty. The financial damages reached into the millions of dollars. Meanwhile, consumers buying Heartland Dairy products were getting watered-down milk with significantly lower nutritional value. That means less protein per gallon, less fat per gallon, less calcium per gallon, less of everything you expect from wholesome milk. Of course, the price remained exactly the same, as if you were buying a pure, undiluted product. This cooperative was one of the largest dairy operations in the country, and their products reached grocery stores nationwide. Among those arrested was even a member of the board of directors, showing that the corruption went all the way up to the management levels of the organization. Diluted milk affects everything you use it for. Yogurt made from watered-down milk will have a worse consistency. Coffee with diluted milk just doesn't taste right, and children drinking this milk are getting far fewer nutrients than their parents intend. This case proves that even well-established American cooperatives with long histories can engage in massive consumer fraud. Number 4 requires a close look at product labeling. An extra butter product manufactured by a fictional company like Midwest Farms from the Dairygold Group appeared on American store shelves marketed as pure butter. However, laboratory tests revealed something entirely different. This product contained a staggering 61.8% vegetable fat instead of pure milk fat. American law mandates that butter must contain only milk fat. A product labeled as butter was actually a blend of milk fats and vegetable oils. The Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, investigated the matter. The courts ultimately upheld a staggering $1.5 million fine levied against the company. The deception extended to other products from the same manufacturer. Their premium gold 100% original butter was found to contain 14% vegetable fat, despite the claim of being genuine butter. Another product, Country Meadow Butter, tested positive for 11.73% vegetable fat. Since 2012, food safety inspectors have issued 46 separate decisions documenting quality control issues with this company's products. The Court of Appeals maintained the fine in its full amount. Midwest Farms operates out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, as part of the larger Dairygold Group. Consumers were paying premium butter prices for products that should have been labeled as fatty spreads or margarine. The health implications are also significant. Some people specifically choose butter to avoid certain vegetable oils, yet they were receiving the exact opposite of what they thought they were buying. Checking labels helps, but it can't protect you when companies outright lie about their ingredients. This case proved that dairy product fraud happens on American shelves, and it can sometimes take years to detect and prosecute. Number 3 on our list escalates to a direct health threat. Enfamil Neuroprogenitals, an infant formula produced by Mead Johnson, faced a recall by the FDA in April of 2024. Laboratory tests detected the bacteria Listeria monocytogenes in batch number 1,302,600, with an expiration date of October 3, 2025. Listeria causes listeriosis, one of the most dangerous foodborne illnesses. The bacteria can even survive in refrigerator temperatures. Incubation periods can extend up to 70 days, meaning symptoms might appear long after consumption. For pregnant women, a listeria infection can lead to a miscarriage. For newborns, the bacteria can cause meningitis. For the elderly or those with compromised immune systems, the mortality rates can reach as high as 30%. Parents trusted this formula to nourish their infants. The product came from Mead Johnson, a major international company with a significant market presence. The FDA issued public warnings urging parents to immediately check batch numbers. Infant formula demands absolute microbiological purity. Babies have underdeveloped immune systems. They can't fight off bacterial infections the way adults can. The recall covered products sold all across the USA, in pharmacies and major supermarkets like Walmart and Target. This incident serves as a stark reminder for parents to regularly check FDA announcements regarding food safety. Your infant's formula might look perfectly fine while harboring invisible threats. Batch numbers matter, expiration dates matter. Official recall notices can mean the difference between health and serious illness for your child. Coming in at number 2 is another major infant formula crisis. This time, it was Enfamil NeuroPro Gentlease from Mead Johnson Nutrition, which faced a recall in December of 2025 after the discovery of Bacillus cereus on the production line. 2 specific batches required immediate removal from store shelves nationwide. The 20.7-ounce container with batch number 5, 2860-346A, and an expiration date of October 2027, and the 12.4-ounce container with batch number 5, 287-0346AD, and the same expiration date were both affected. The formula was manufactured at a Mead Johnson facility in the Netherlands. The culprit, Bacillus cereus, produces toxins that cause severe food poisoning. Symptoms include intense stomach pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and overall weakness. For infants, these symptoms are far more severe than for adults. Their small bodies and developing immune systems have a much lower capacity to handle exposure to such dangerous toxins. Mead Johnson immediately set up a toll-free hotline for concerned parents, available at 1-800-333-0000. The company urged customers to return any affected products to the point of purchase for a full refund. This recall happened quite recently, which means some of these contaminated products could still be sitting in American homes. Any parents who purchased this formula towards the end of 2025 should meticulously check their supply against the recalled batch numbers. Global brands like Mead Johnson operate enormous production facilities that serve multiple countries. A problem in a single factory can have a ripple effect, impacting consumers across the entire globe. Quality control failures on this scale are a sobering reminder that a brand's reputation alone can never be a foolproof guarantee of safety. Even the largest corporations can experience devastating production line contamination. Your diligence as a parent is the final and most important safety check. And now for number 1, the absolute worst result in the history of American milk testing. The Great Value pasteurized milk, sold exclusively at Walmart, earned a complete disqualification from a Consumer Reports evaluation back in 2016. This product, produced by a major dairy cooperative specifically for the Walmart store brand, failed to meet even the most basic quality criteria. The milk sample purchased for the test was already spoiled, despite its expiration date still being valid. Its microbiological quality had plummeted far below acceptable health and safety standards. Furthermore, a sensory evaluation revealed a distinctly off taste and a foul odor. Among the 14 different milk brands subjected to accredited laboratory analysis, the Great Value brand came in dead last. Every other product passed. This one failed, and it failed spectacularly. The comprehensive test measured nutritional value, including protein, fat, and calcium content. They screened for any antibiotic residues, assessed microbiological purity, and evaluated sensory characteristics using trained professional tasters. In response, Walmart stated that testing a single product shouldn't be used to represent the overall quality of their entire line. The company claimed its own regular internal testing had shown no such deviations, but the independent lab results told a very different and very concerning story. Walmart operates as the largest grocery retailer in the United States, with millions of customers shopping there every single week. Store brand products like Great Value offer significantly lower prices than established national brands. But as this test shows, lower prices can sometimes correlate with a dangerous drop in quality. The dairy cooperative, Horizon Organic, produces this milk specifically for Walmart's distribution network. A failure like this reflects poorly on both the manufacturer and the retailer. If you're a regular buyer of Great Value milk, this test result is something you should seriously consider. What seemed like the cheapest option on the shelf turned out to be the worst possible choice in the lab's assessment. Now let's talk about the products that actually deserve your hard-earned money. The first milk we highly recommend is Organic Valley's Fresh Pasteurized Milk. This product has won 2 independent consumer tests, standing out for its quality and taste. The Consumer Federation of America ranked it #1 among all pasteurized milks they reviewed. In a separate study, the U.S. Institute for Quality Research, in collaboration with the Department of Food Science at Cornell University, conducted a detailed sensory evaluation. Organic Valley's milk scored an impressive 7.1 out of 10 points, the highest score among the 8 brands tested. The testing methodology involved a quantitative descriptive analysis performed by 10 professionally trained evaluators. They examined 14 distinct sensory parameters to get a comprehensive picture of the product. The results showed that this milk had the strongest and most pleasant milky aroma, the best perception of sweet and creamy notes, and delivered the fullest milk flavor when compared to all of its competitors. It simply tasted more like real, fresh milk. Furthermore, laboratory analysis confirmed its excellent microbiological quality. The test found no detectable residues of antibiotics or any other contaminants, ensuring it's a clean and safe product. The nutritional information on the label was also found to be completely accurate, matching the actual contents of the carton. Organic Valley produces this milk at their facilities in the Midwest, a region known for its high-quality dairy farms. Their modern production line in Wisconsin, opened back in 2015, is a state-of-the-art facility. The pasteurization process they use involves lower temperatures, around 161 degrees Fahrenheit. This specific method helps preserve more of the natural vitamins and enzymes compared to ultra-high temperature processing. You can find Organic Valley fresh milk in stores like Walmart, Target, Kroger, Whole Foods, and local grocery stores across the United States. Prices are typically in the mid-range for fresh pasteurized milk, running from about $4.50 to $5.50 per half gallon, depending on your location. Families with children will benefit from its complete nutritional profile, and people who enjoy making homemade yogurt will find that this milk produces excellent fermentation results. The combination of its test-verified quality, reasonable pricing, and wide availability makes Organic Valley fresh milk the best value choice for American consumers looking for a reliable everyday milk. The second recommended product offers premium quality with exceptionally high verified standards. Stonyfield Organics fresh milk secured the #2 spot in both major U.S. consumer tests. The sensory evaluation highlighted its distinctly sweet and intense aroma, making it a pleasure to drink. The flavor profile demonstrated a remarkable richness and full-bodied taste, with no detectable bitterness or off flavors. Practical tests conducted by the popular blog Yogurt at Home gave this milk their highest rating of 5 stars out of 11 different brands they tested. The homemade yogurt produced using Stonyfield Organics milk showed a very firm, thick consistency. The yogurt separated cleanly from the sides of the container, a clear indicator of high-quality protein content. Its smooth surface and excellent structure surpassed all the other products tested, making it the top choice for anyone serious about their homemade dairy creations. The Piontnisia Dairy Cooperative has earned its reputation as the best large dairy cooperative, winning top honors from the American Dairy Association for 2024. Their production standards aren't just talk, they're built on concrete commitments. This means absolutely no genetically modified organisms in the feed for their cattle, a promise that resonates with health-conscious consumers. They source their milk from farms nestled in America's heartland, regions known for their lush green pastures and lower levels of environmental pollution. A staggering 97.3% of their milk comes from American family farms, with only a tiny fraction supplemented by organic sources from trusted neighboring dairies. Their processing method is state-of-the-art, utilizing microfiltration combined with gentle pasteurization. This advanced technology preserves the milk's nutritional value while ensuring it's completely safe to drink. The product labels tell the whole story, providing specific, clear information instead of vague marketing buzzwords. You can find their products in major grocery chains all across the United States. Prices for their fresh milk typically start around $3.50 a quart. Eco-conscious shoppers really appreciate the company's firm non-GMO pledge, and parents value the transparency about where their family's milk comes from. Anyone who makes their own fermented dairy products at home, like yogurt or kefir, will immediately